Hey guys, Karis, welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to be talking about Waccha Primagi. Now initially I planned on uploading the Pretty Series voice compilation video, but currently my channel has a strike, so I'm not really trying to risk any more copyright material in my videos, thus we're talking about this. With that said, let's get right into it. Rather than just rehashing the plot, let's discuss the characters for the few episodes we've had them. Matsuri is first up, and I'm absolutely loving her. I already spoke about her singing voice, and I'm actually really impressed by it. She's only sung one song, but I love how clear she is, especially in the chorus. Now, as far as her character goes, I'm actually enjoying her a lot. She's a tall, mature girl and works off of Myamu really well. I think she's pretty responsible, and her actions toward Lemon and Myamu show her kinder side. She's also a little naive, especially when it comes to my favorite character, who we'll talk about later. Myamu is the deuteragonist, and I'm happy to announce that her voice isn't excessively altered. I was really worried about this, but she sounds fine. She didn't really fit in as a child, and that's because she had a lot of powerful magic and couldn't quite control it. This shows even in the way she acts today, given that she's pretty ill-mannered, inconsiderate, and generally kind of annoying. She's not really used to having to get along with people, or at least doesn't have much experience with friends, so I think it's a really good dynamic between her and Matsuri. We also found out they met in childhood, which explains Matsuri's convenient blue cat hair accessory. The relationship between the two really shines in episode 4, where their conflict causes Myamu to mess up during the performance. Seeing drama like this so early on really gives me hope. Matsuri accepts Myamu's flaws, but still expects her to grow up and apologize. It's a very good duo, and I like that the main character is the more mature one this time. I think it sets a good example for the children, and I also think it's an interesting idea we haven't seen as much in the Pretty series. Next up is Hina. I was really confused when I saw her name, mostly because I couldn't tell what her first name and her surname were, but her first name is Hina. Should have known because the crowd was chanting Hina before she performed. Anyway, she's an athletic, strong-willed girl who serves as a mentor for Matsuri. She's the runner-up from the previous Grand Festival, and most people are expecting her to win this year. She's got a strong moral core, as she's kind to Matsuri despite her being a rival, and even defends Matsuri from her fans' actions. She chastises her fans for trying to attack her, and says it seems like she wants a real win. I really like the little pep talk she gives herself before the performance. She's clearly a headstrong character, but it's clear that she's pushing herself a bit too hard. When Jennifer, the top idol, pays attention to Matsuri, you can see that Hina's slightly bothered by that. Even after her performance, Hina looks really exhausted. I imagine being runner-up means there's probably a lot of pressure on her to perform well, and the idea of a newbie like Matsuri surpassing her seems unthinkable, but that's just my speculation on what's going on in her head. Next up, we've got Lemon, and she's only been in one episode, so that's the only kind thing I have to say about her. I'm generally very underwhelmed by her. She's a shy goth gamer, so her popularity is guaranteed. I'm really glad people are enjoying her because I'm really not. I'm sure she'll improve, but for now, what we have is not really entertaining to me. Now it's time to talk about the best character, and that's Amane Miruki. She's the girl I expected the least from, and yet she has been the most entertaining to watch. Miruki is a conniving little girl who uses her cuteness to hide her evil demeanor. Similarly, Hanitan, who's her mascot, has a cute exterior but is really harsh and blunt. I appreciate this mascot pairing almost as much as Matsuri and Myamu. See, both of these people are terrible, and they know it. When Miruki gives Matsuri bad modeling advice, Hanitan's really upset. Not because it's wrong, but because it's gonna make Miruki look bad as well. No apologies are made, and no remorse is shown. She's just a little brat, and I love that. There are a few side characters with stuff going on, but they're not super relevant. The Omega Corporation are definitely the villains, and my current theory is that they're using Waccha to create artificial life. I believe Auru is a being sustained by Waccha or something. The lore this season is a bit wild, which I love, so hopefully it will be better than I expect. As for the love triangle, I think a lot of people don't enjoy romance in these shows, but I'm eating it up. I really enjoy the romance every season. Yes, even the season-long saga that was Koji and Ito, even Aurora Dream. I never really watched DMF, so I don't know. And the Mide fan in Prepar was weird, but generally I do like romance in the Pretty series. Huey and Toma are good love interests because they represent the human and the magical world. Toma is a childhood friend who gives Matsuri advice, while Huey is just weirdly watching from the shadows. His dialogue reminds me a lot of Hiro. I can't wait to see him become more weird as the series progresses. Toma and Matsuri is really cute though, plus I like that he's aware of Myamu's magic, and his friendship with Matsuri makes this the superior pairing in my eyes. Matsuri's family is fun too, and I love how nonchalantly they accept Myamu just living with them. Now that I've spoken about all the characters, I'm gonna move on to talking about the performances this season. Primagi's performances have been really impressive so far. I think the format is a huge part of that. Each girl has a short scene before the stage, and while this is likely just to recycle footage, I think it's really nice. Matsuri stands calmly while blushing, and Hina declares she's gonna win. Unsurprisingly, Miruki's is my favorite, as she gives herself a cute little speech in the mirror about how she's being watched by the world. She reminds me a lot of a Sailor Moon villain, but I just feel like there's a lot of Sailor Moon vibes about her. The tiny little compact that she looks into, and how they focus on that. Just her energy, I feel like she'd fit right in. Anyway, Hina's chant from the games is kept before she performs. The tempo is slower. You should look at Starlight from the anime, and then look at Starlight from the arcade to get what I'm saying. In the games, the chant is a bit faster, and matches the beat, but in the show it's kind of slow. I'm just glad it made it in, honestly. So what about the performances themselves? Waccha Parade is Matsuri's song, and I love how catchy it is. Matsuri sounds great, and I'm glad we get to see it with 3 different chords. Lovely Melody is a pretty good brand, and I think it deserves all the spotlight it can get. We see her basic chord, which is fitting for the first performance. Then we see the Ultra Rare, which is significant for plot reasons. Finally, Heart Balloon, which is my personal favorite. We see her wear Maiden Marguerite next, just so we don't see the chords 2 times in a row. Hina's song Starlight is incredibly catchy, and I love the instrumental during the illusion. You should go listen to it. She debuted in Spark Star, unsurprisingly, and her performance is the only one that's been entirely recycled. Hopefully the 3rd time we hear it, she's wearing neon checker. Let's see some variety for non-main characters too. She deserves at least 2 outfits, plus she earned neon checker in this episode. She should probably use it. Finally, we've got Miruki's I Can't Lie, and this one actually underwhelmed some people because she wore a basic chord and they didn't like the song, but honestly, I really like the song. I also appreciate that she's wearing a basic chord because 1, her brand isn't in the arcade game, so I wasn't really expecting that, but also because I really like when we get to see everyone wear their basic chords. I was really upset with Friends because they didn't include the link chords for everybody, and I also like how Aikatsu Season 3 introduced Madoka and Rin in their stage chords because I thought it was nice to see idols debut in, the most basic outfit. Yes, she's a top idol. Yes, she should already have better chords, but I just don't lose sleep over such things, so I really did enjoy Miruki's performance. Now that we've gone over these performances, I think the next thing I want to cover is my predictions for what's going to happen over the next few episodes. Now it's time to talk about my predictions for upcoming episodes. Episode 7, The Magic World. There's a welcome party for Lemon, but Myamu's magic goes out of control. Nyanji saves them, but they end up in the magical world. Lemon's probably going to get some more characterization, but it does seem to be mainly a Myamu episode. I don't know if Myamu will ever perform, but it would be nice to see it in this episode. I'm predicting a Matsuri performance in Maiden Marguerite. I doubt she's getting a 4th outfit, but if she did, she could use the Halloween one, even though it's a little late for that. Episode 8 is all about Hina's serious training and Matsuri feeling insecure about having to compete against her. I'm expecting Starlight. Please give her Neon Checker. Please don't use Spark Star thrice. She deserves better than that. I hope Amane shows up because I think Amane should be integrated into the cast. It's about time we start seeing everyone else. Episode 9 is Lemon's debut. Hopefully I like her more than I do now. The plot is that Matsuri is feeling really insecure about the training with Hina from last episode, and she's kind of nervous about competing against her. Lemon decides to return the favor, offer to take her to the Moon Festival's Fude Fest? Friends Fest? I don't know what this competition is called, and I also don't know how you're meant to pronounce it, so we're just gonna move on. Lemon is a participant, and she's really doubtful that she can make it, but her mascot gives her a pep talk or something, and she performs. I hope the song's at least good, because that might redeem her in my eyes. But let's just move on to episode 10. Only Primagi can win. Intense off-time meeting. More Lemon focus as they celebrate her debut. I'm not really expecting much from this. Matsuri is re-energized for the competition. Another competition. Jennifer also shows up, so I'm looking forward to that. I can't tell which stage they'll have, though I'm predicting a Lemon recycle. Now I expect the competition to take place in episode 11, especially because they have 4 girls now. I don't know what format they'll use, but I'm really excited. It's possible they'll release Cherry Sugar and Radiant Abyss around episode 10, because that would allow for Lemon and Miruki to have new chords to use. Amane might come later, but if she does perform before her brand is out, I'm hoping she uses a recolor of the uniform chord, preferably purple, with pants. Her brand Eternal Review and Auru's brand Electro Remix might be introduced later on. Final things I do want to add. I really like Miruki, Hanitan, and Chimumu's voice actresses. I think they're doing an amazing job. They stood out to me because I always found their delivery entertaining. Now, I'm not a native Japanese speaker, but I did want to give appreciation because I enjoy listening to their scenes the most. With that said, see you guys next time. Hopefully I don't get any more copyright strikes. I do want to keep this channel up. Currently I am working on my Akatsu Stars fashion review. I'm not sure if I should post it because it has been a while and they do take a while to edit, but I'm also interested in looking into Mahotsukai. I've been looking for beta art, which is really hard to find, so I'm not sure if I should do the season or if I should just skip it. But I'll see you guys next time with whatever I choose to upload.